How much time should you be spending creating content for your social media? In this next conversation with Coach Lenny V, online fitness trainer and entrepreneur, he's going to teach us his exact content workflow from ideation to publishing on multiple social media platforms. We're going to talk about coming up with your ideas, scripting your content, filming it, editing it, and the entire workflow. You're going to want to listen to this one. So how much time on average do you spend? Let's break it down. Like, how much time do you spend like on social media, like as a whole in a week? And then if you were to break that down, how much time do you spend ideating or scripting, recording, editing, and then managing your actual online profiles?
So I actually try and stay off the apps during the day. And, you know, it's easier said than done for a lot of people. You know, you can set the timers and whatnot, but, you know, it's an easy just ignore for 15 minutes, ignore all totally together. But the thing that gets me off them during the day is because I'm a big football fan, like the English Premier League. And I don't want to look at the spoilers, so that I don't look at Instagram. Otherwise, I'm like spoiled the score for myself later on when I watch it. So I'm able to stay off the apps pretty easily for the whole day. But then obviously in the evenings, you know, you can kind of reason to yourself it's market research, but you do get sucked in at times. But, you know, obviously when you start to follow people who are doing the similar stuff, you look at their hooks and what they're doing well and what you can use to kind of, gain inspiration. But in terms of the total amount of time taken in terms of actually creating a script itself, you know, I do like a first draft of each post, which might take 20 minutes per post, and then there's that editing it up, cleaning it up, making sure there's, you know, doing any, you know, just getting rid of filler words, and then that's another probably 20 minutes. Then you've got to go set up, which my setup, you know, today was a bit of a shit show because it's a different place that I'm setting up, but usually I've got my space that I can just easily go on the couch at the back, so that's pretty easy setup, so it doesn't take too long these days, but in the past it did. And then creating that, and you know, it's getting better, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist in terms of if I feel like I didn't pronounce a word as good as I could have, I'll take it again and again and again until I'm left with like a 20-minute video, which I've got to then edit down to 30 seconds or 20 or 40, whatever it is. So then I'm like, okay, that's another 30 minutes. And then from that point, I've got this, so that I'm basically, you know, an hour and a half per post is what I would kind of roughly say in terms of the making side of things. And then I export that, I upload that to Dropbox. I then get my business partner to go and then edit the captions, overlays, all the rest of it, sound effects. And he does a good job. And then he exports it, brings it back on Dropbox, and I've got that then to go and then write a caption. He creates a thumbnail, and then we post it, and then off the back of the post, you know, you're putting it as a story, you're engaging in the comments. So I would probably say for one single post, you're probably looking at 2 hours per post, at the least. So probably for my side of things. But then you take my business partner Coops. Yeah, it's another hour and a half probably. So it's probably like 3.5 hours per post. And it's what people don't realize. And it's something I actually was able to understand quite early from the start is a lot of what you do, you're not going to get paid for it. You're going to do a shitload of marketing, which you're not going to get paid for in the slightest. But then, you know, you look at it when you sign a client up, you know, that's my cost to you are, yes, I'm servicing you. But you know, that's paying itself, you know, like that's the reason why I'm able to get those clients is because I'm putting in the groundwork, and I've put in the groundwork for the last 2 years. And you know, I was speaking to a few guys recently, and who just want to start up their own personal training, nutrition stuff online, and they're coming to me with their ideas, and I'm like, yeah, kind of in a way that'll be good, but there's just so much to unpack, and you've just got to. I mean, you can do internships and you pay courses and learn from people who have done it themselves, which is by far the best way to do it. Which I didn't do as much, and I definitely prolonged the time. But if you don't do that stuff and you're just going to go and do it from trial and error, like I've done myself, it does take a long time, and you've got to be willing to be shit for a long time to be somewhat all right.
Definitely. Yeah, like you're saying, you kind of have to remove it's not the word isn't expectation, but the concept that you're not going to fail, because you are, and you're going to be, like you said, you're going to be shit for a while, but just doing it will get you there. So yeah, in total, you spent quite a bit of time on content creation, but that's, building something great takes a lot of work. And I think that's the admirable thing. And also plays into the trust, all this content that we share doesn't get made by AI, doesn't get made magically. There is a business owner on the back end that is putting intention into all of it. And like you said, sometimes you're recording something because you pronounce it wrong up to 20 minutes until you get it right. But then from the consumption side, from the consumer side, it's easily digestible. It's focused. It's offering value, and it's changing people's lives. So definitely, yeah, it's a process. Hey,
it's funny as well. As soon as you post something, you automatically see it with a different lens. It's crazy. Like as soon as you see it on your feed, it's like, oh, could have done that better. Could have done that better. That wasn't quite as good. That's all right. That's funny. Well, that's not as, you really automatically, straight away, you see from a different lens. And as long as you're looking at that and identifying where you could go better. Like I look back at, when you probably met me in Mexico and my content then, I look back at that and I just cringe. I cringe so hard. I was like, my long hair, I just looked like a fucking done up. And it was shit content. And I'm like, where I've come from then, if I can have that same amount of progress for another year, and then another year, and then another year, forget about it. It's just about making that, adapting, getting better over time, being consistent. A lot of what I do and what you do is the same concepts to the gym, and this is why I think that the gym is such a good thing to do for everyone in life, because you have so many lessons that you learn. And one of my old bosses said that the gym is the only place where you want to fail. And I took that as a 19-year-old, 20-year-old, and I was like, yeah. But the more I've thought about that is like, no, like the more that you can fail in life, as long as you learn from that, the better you're going to be. You want to fail. You want to keep doing. You do. And that's the same, all these concepts from the gym are what you can take from other aspects of life and just, soar.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this conversation valuable, appreciate it if you can click the subscribe button, the like button, and that bell notification so you don't miss out on the next ones. Peace.